our church is generous, and that's exciting to me. And that's what I get so pumped about with Shaken, because I just have seen what God has been doing over the last 2 years before we've even launched this idea of having Shaken. And I just think he's going to really shock us. He's shaking some things, and I'm excited to see what it's going to be. This past year, though, when I was asked to consider being an elder again, it was a difficult decision. We were beginning to the start of what we didn't realize was going to be a difficult year. A couple of things had happened, but I told myself that, being around other men and leadership would be a great place for me to be during this time. So I think, the way God has shaken me in this last year, particularly, we've had a very challenging, difficult 12 months as a family. We've lost a dear friend, and I had to say goodbye to her, and that was a challenge, and we're still heartbroken. We're doing our best to love her husband and family, dear friends of ours, and we've lost other loved ones in the course of the last 12 months, and just a lot of really big, heavy, life change things have happened to people very close to us. So it was a challenge for us, and I think the way God has shaken me a little bit through this is not because he's allowed all of this to happen to us. It's what we've learned in the midst of these difficult waters. He's shown us that he's still good throughout this last 12 months, and some really remarkable and beautiful things have come from some tragedy and some difficult situations. Until you really get through go through some really challenging times, having a church family around you and close friends that are fellow believers and people that will get you when you call at any time and say, hey, I need you to pray, and you don't even have to give them details, and they will, and they're going to reach out to you, they're going to send text to you, they're going to rally around you. Just huge. And I couldn't imagine, we've said all the time when we've gone through some of these things, like I just couldn't imagine going through life not having the hope of Jesus and having the friends that he put in our life to get through them.
We know how important it is. We know how valuable it is to have community, to have Christ. This world is hard. It's broken. It doesn't make sense a lot. And we can't imagine doing it alone.
That's one of the things that is so important to us, is to be generous with our lives. We want to leave a legacy for our kids and with people we meet and through our church involvement. And White Oak has left a legacy for 190-something years, so it's a fun thing to be a part of. And so we're challenged, but excited to be a part of Shaken. Seeing the impact it makes in people's lives, we get excited to be a part of these things. It's not all about buildings, it's about people, and it's about community, and in some ways with Shaken, we're given out of trust and obedience, because there's things that we don't know what we're going to do, but we're trusting that when we have the resource, God's going to provide ways for us to reach our community in new and in better ways.
But we're also excited about doing it. We're excited about the obedience, knowing that we're doing something to better the kingdom. And you can see it in each other. And I think that shakes you up, especially when you get too comfortable. You're just kind of comfortable where you are, and things are good, and we're cruising, we're coasting. Well, now he's going to shake us up a little bit again.